Hi dear students, I welcome you all back to the session. So in the last session you learned what is non-functional testing and few aspects of non-functional testing. I hope you all have gone through the non-functional testing session. Okay, so today's session we will continue with the remaining aspects of non-functional testing. What is scalability testing? So actually the objective of scalability testing is to find out the maximum capability of the product parameters. Okay, so as the exercise involves the finding out the maximum resources that are needed for this kind of testing are normally very high. So this scalability testing helps identify the major bottlenecks in the product. Okay, what are all the bottlenecks in the product? So it will help you identify all those bottlenecks. And when the resources are found to be bottlenecks, they are increased after the validating the assumptions. Okay, so if the bottlenecks are in the product, they should be fixing it. Okay, so this is scalability testing. So let me give you an example. So one of the scalability tests could be finding out how many client machines can simultaneously log into the server to perform some operation. Like I gave you the example of Google server in the last session. So there can be n number of users hitting the Google server in the same time. Okay, so it should be Google server should be still be able to serve all your requests. So that is your scalability testing. Next is reliability testing. So reliability testing is done to evaluate the product's ability to perform its required functions under stated conditions for a specified period of time or for a large number of iterations. So the product reliability is achieved by focusing on some of the activities like defined engineering process and review of work products, change management procedures, review of test coverage, and then ongoing monitoring of the product. So these are all the some activities which is focused on by doing the reliability testing. So there are different ways to express the reliability defects in charts. Like for example, mean time between the failures, and then what is the failure rate, and mean time to discover the next faults. So these are all the reliability defect charts. So basically the perspective is related to more to the overall way the product is developed and has less direct relevance to testing. So basically reliability here is an all-encompassing the term used to mean all the quality factors and functionality aspects of the product. So now you understand the reliability testing. Let us move on to stress testing. So as I have told you in the previous session, so stress is nothing but you are giving stress to your application and just to ensure that your application is able to withstand with that stress or not. So it is done to evaluate the system behind the limits, okay, of the specified requirements or resources. So just to ensure that the system does not break. So you are just testing your system, your application is not breaking even after giving even after going behind the limits which are specified in the requirement or resources. Okay. So stress testing is done to find out if the product's behavior degrades under extreme conditions and when it is denied the necessary resources. So it is basically done for the application to test if the performance is not degrading under the extreme conditions. So the product is overloaded deliberately to simulate the resources crunch and to find out its behavior. So when resource crunch happens, still your application is able to withstand with that problem or not, you need to check in stress testing. Next one is interoperability testing. So it is basically done to ensure whether two or more products can exchange the information and use that information and work properly together or not. So for example, your application is interacting with the server, okay, and the other components like your printer, like your other external resources connected. So with all these, whether it is able to exchange the information and use that information available and work properly put together, okay, and systems can be interoperable in unidirectional. So in this, what happens, the exchange of information is one way or the bidirectional. So exchange of information is done both the ways, like client server. So from the client, request goes to the server and server will respond back to the client, okay. So this is bidirectional. Next one is, so let us see what are all the testing descriptions and what kind of tests it belong to. So testing the interfaces between the product components. So I have told you what is integration testing, right? So here you will be having the interfaces test. So different interfaces in the product are integrated and are tested, are integration testing. And testing the information exchange between two or more products. So just now we have seen it is interoperability testing. And testing the product with different infrastructure pieces such as OS, like your operating system, database and the network. So this is compatibility testing, because you will test your application on the different operating systems, on the different database system, on the different network systems. So still your application should be supporting with the different versions of database and different networks. So that is compatibility testing. You will test whether your application is compatible with all different resources or infrastructures or not. And testing whether the objects, binaries are created with the old versions of the product work with the current version or not. This is called as backward compatibility testing. So like for example, you have previous older version of WhatsApp, okay, which does not support some of the newly developed features which is present on the higher version of WhatsApp, okay. Next is testing whether the product interface work with the future release of infrastructure pieces or not. This is forward compatibility testing. So testing your products which will work in the higher versions of your application or not. And testing whether the application, your API interfaces of the product work with the custom developed components or not. This is API and integration testing. So this completes your non-functional testing. So in the next class we will see what is acceptance testing. So thank you students. Go through the session and revise all the previous sessions. Thank you.